Alright guys, welcome back to the channel, Bargy Tinkering. We're out in the mountains of Utah today, or coyote hunting. Kind of interesting, kind of cool about Utah is right now they have bounty on coyotes. So in deer fawning grounds, it's $100 and everywhere else it's $50. There are some stipulations with that, like you have to get with the DNR and some other things to make all that happen. But I kind of want to go over some of my experiences so far. We're about 1 o'clock in the afternoon, July 5th, so just after the 4th of July. So I just kind of want to go over some of the gear I got. Now, you may be thinking to yourself, this does not look like a coyote setup. You're right, this is my 6.8 Western. This is a Fierce Rage, chambered in 6.8 Western. Now, some things about this rifle. In 6.8 Western, it's a 26-inch barrel. Let's see if we can get a good muzzle brake on the end. Just port brake. It works very well. This rifle weighs about 9 pounds altogether with this Vortex Viper 2.5 to 10 by 44. One thing that I will say is I did have a coyote already come into me. Just over there, beyond that batch of trees right there, there's another little clearing that kind of follows this guy and goes up and in. Right there was a coyote that I got to come in. Now, one thing that I actually really enjoyed about this rifle scope is the fact that it goes down to 2.5 power. Hopefully you can see that. If not, oh well. You can use my voice to take your word for it, or take my word for it. However, I'll fumble over words. I don't care. However, just admire how beautiful this scenery is. But one thing is that coyote came in to about 30 yards. Like, we're talking a very, very close encounter. This is my second time ever being out coyote hunting specifically. And let's just say first time didn't go as well. This time, like, I was flabbergasted. Just first time using a call. The one I'm using, in case you're wondering, let's see, Rocky Mountain hunting calls. This is their Yipper Yapper. So that's what I'm using. It's done the trick on one coyote. Got a shot off, missed him. Sad day, losing out on some dinero, but I am totally stoked that I got a shot off. Sorry about the wind, I don't have control of that, but anyways, I'll probably give you another update later and we'll go from there. I forgot to go over the load that I have while I'm out here. Well, it's my 6.8 Western, and I'm using 170 Burger. Well, come on, focus, there we are. So yes, I'm using Winchester brass, nickel plated, but topped off with that 170 Burger as aforementioned, but also N568 powder. It's doing really good for me, so I figured might as well use it. Some good practice, some good skill training would be using it on coyotes, and if I can take some coyotes with it, big game shouldn't be too big of an issue. Alright guys, we're done for the day. Got some other activities planned for this evening with the family, so having to call it quits. I just had the encounter with the one coyote. Nothing too crazy though. Was really exciting though. I was just going to be excited if I even saw one coyote. I was excited just to come out and be out in the wilderness. But to actually see one, get a shot off, I am elated. Especially, literally I picked this call up 2-3 days ago. Just to have one come into me was great. Some things that I've learned about that setup, that scope, there's nothing wrong with that scope, not one little bit. I actually do enjoy that scope for what it is. However, it is a second focal plane scope. Looking at the area where we were in, you saw the scenery and everything. I had seen some other wildlife, had seen some deer. So I actually saw a couple of does and then some cranes up there. and there were some shots up to 500 yards. Now, that scope, you can still take the caps off, dial, it will do the job. However, things can happen rather quickly, and I would actually prefer to have a first focal plane scope with first focal plane reticle. Some that come to mind, I still want that low range, that 2.5, 3-ish, just for those close-in encounters. Like I was saying earlier, that coyote came in about 30 yards. So it came in close. So thankfully, I was thinking ahead. I'm like, okay, coyote might come in close. I need to have this down at 2.5 power. Now that was good, so I could get the coyote in my scope, pull the shot off, missed, didn't hit it, but it told me that here, even in Utah, western states, yes, we do have those longer shots, but having those close in, be ready, like pull up and shoot, are just as important and can happen just as often. So I've been kind of thinking, at least walking back to the truck, think about maybe Night Force NX8. Wouldn't be bad. I think they have a 2.5. Oh, what does it go? It's by a power of 8. I think it's 2.5 to 18. Don't quote me on that. It might be 2.5 to 20. But there's that NX8 that I've thought about putting on this rifle. Also, a Leopold Mark V. I think they have like a 3.5 to 18. That one wouldn't be a bad option that I've thought about. I gotta look at the Mark IVs because they're a little bit more on the cost-effective side, but still just as good of a scope. I haven't looked too much at the Vortex line. I think they have the Razor LHTs. I think they have a 3 to 15. That one I'll look at. This will be something in the future. Probably not something so immediate that's going to happen. One thing is that rifle is 9 pounds, and hiking the couple miles I did today, it wasn't bad. Like I knew it was there, but it wasn't obscenely bulky, if that makes sense. 9-pound rifle, I know there are guys, oh yeah, you gotta get down to your 6-pound rifle, blah 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 blah. No, you don't. I mean, I'm not in the best shape of my life, but lugging around that 9-pound rifle, I could make it 10 pounds and not give two craps about it. So those are some things I'm looking at doing for that rifle. We'll see what I can do with it. I got to do some research. The reticle I'm kind of looking for is just something around the crosshair with mill marks. I'm going to go mills on this one, just to kind of learn that system and get familiar with it. I think that's about it. Anyways, like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you think about the video, and next time, see what happens. Thanks for watching.